Starting the recording. This is the Keptn community meeting. The date is Wednesday, the 9th of November, 2022. A reminder that we always abide by the Keptn code of conduct here. Be nice. If you haven't already, add yourself to the list of attendees. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brad to moderate.
Hey everybody, welcome to the community meeting. First of all, do we have anyone new here that hasn't came to the meeting before? Any new contributors? No, looks like
I'm looking.
all familiar faces.
Who's Hasnain Thara? Did I pronounce your name
Hassan,
right?
Hello.
Hello.
hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Would you
My
like
name
to
is.
introduce?
Yes, sure. My name is Hasnain Arif Tara, and I'm new to this community. I'm looking forward to contributing to Keptn, and I thought maybe I should attend this meeting so that I could let everyone know about myself and just introduce myself.
Welcome. Yeah, you've definitely come to the right place. And if you haven't already, we have the Slack on CNCF, and then we have the other Slack workspace that we have that you can find on keptn.sh.
Yeah, sure.
So without further ado, Giovanni, would you like to start off by the Keptn 1.0?
Yes. So the plan for the long-term support version of Keptn 1.0.0 is that we are about to finish the fixes for the last bugs we found, one for Azure DevOps and another one that was opened recently with Mongo database. As soon as we fix both bugs, we will do a 0.20 pre-release. And then we let this pre-release be there for a bit, marinate, so people can try that out, find any last bugs, and after we can consider that very stable, we can do the official 1.0 release. The plan is to do this around January. Why this? Because before Christmas vacation, it's not always good to do a big major release when the majority of maintainers is on Christmas holidays. Therefore, we would like to do that in January.
Okay,
Any
perfect.
questions, comments from the community on this?
Maybe one quick question on this. That means if it moves to January, we also, I think in the initial plan was to do long-term support for at least 6 months. That means that also moves with it?
Yes. Whatever we committed to is now just starting from January when we do the official 1.0 release.
Okay. Giovanni, are you also going to talk about the Keptn governance board as well?
Yes. Maybe a bit of the controller toolkit. Yeah. Because we recently released also 0.4 for the Keptn Lifecycle Toolkit. So just try that out. We have nice, cool new demos also. Thanks to Thomas Schutz for preparing them. Whatever we presented at KubeCon North America is now also available in our example folder with nice make files. So with few commands, you can try out the whole demos that we have. And just then try that out and provide us with feedback about what you think. Is it cool? Does it work well? Do we need to implement new features? Be pretty vocal. Don't be afraid to, open issues or comments or discussions when you play with that. Also to tell us that we are doing a very cool job.
And maybe Giovanni, one add to this. I just posted the link in the chat. Thomas and I also recorded a video yesterday where we basically we kind of walked through the pitch that we gave at the Keptn booth at KubeCon, and then the demo. So Thomas actually showed exactly the new demo that he put up there, and the video is on the Keptn YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. Okay, if there is no more discussion points for this, I would like to present some good news. Let me share the screen. So the governance board, Oleg created a discussion some time ago with the idea to start, or better say, bootstrap a governance board for the Keptn organization and project. And for that, we started that process. And now it's time to present your name. The nomination will end soon, 16th of November. So you have still 1 week exactly to nominate yourself or someone else also, if you think this person should be part of the governance board. All the people that will answer to this issue, I will also post it into the chat. That says that they're interested to take part of the governance board will be then added to or we will ask them individually to present their own information to this page or to this markdown file. So please put your affiliation, where we can reach out to you, your picture, and a bit of description. So people can get some information about you, and then they can vote and based on this data. And yes, there was also, where is it? Another issue from Thomas to describe the process more in details. Was this one? No, damn it, I should have prepared better. There is also another issue with the information about exactly how the voting will take place. We will use Helios, if I don't recall wrong. Was it this here? Damn it. But please look around. You will find all the description about how the voting process will take place and
I
the
think
tools
you
that we
can
will use.
find it here. I'll post the link in the chat.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just did as
thank
well.
you.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, both of you. Yeah, so we will give 1 extra week then after the nominee ends to cast your vote, and then we will announce on November 28th the results. We are using Helios, is also used by other open source communities like OpenTelemetry, so we cannot do anything wrong with the election. Will be everything as transparent as it possible. And that's it. If you have any questions about this process or something else, just reach out over Slack to us.
Giovanni, do we know how many people will be on this governance board initially and things like
True.
that?
Great question. The original idea is to have bootstrap the governance committee with 3 people, and they should be from a different affiliation. So not 3 people from Dynatrace, but we would like really to be more across organizations. 1 person per organization should be part of this board. We will start with 3, and then based on that, we will increase the spots or not in the future. Since this is the first iteration of this, we would like to start small and then grow as we need.
Yeah, I just had one comment on that as well. If anyone knows any non-males that want to be nominated as well, that would be great, because there's quite a lot of males in there at the moment. So not only for diversity in company, it would be nice to see some more diversity also. So if anyone knows anyone else they want to nominate, feel free.
Any further questions, comments on this point? Looks like then, Meg, the stage is yours with the documentation.
All right. For 1.0, The documentation software tree is set up. It's obviously not displaying yet, but if you want to add to it, if you go into the repo, there's a trick if you want to build it locally, and I won't trouble you with that here, but if you're involved in it, ping me and I'll tell you what to do. It's simple. There will be one more stage of this. Basically, the plan is that when we release 1.0, we're going to create another header right immediately under 1.0 that is for earlier releases or 0 point something releases. I don't know what we'll call it. But then we will move what we have now right under that in Toto. Because one of the differences is that right now, concepts and installation, a couple other things, are not part of the release specific parts. And starting with 1.0, they will be. They'll all be under the same tree. So if we just move that under, then the people who are still, well, before they transition off the 0 dot whatever releases, they will be able to have somewhat what they were used to with the old set. They'll just have to go down from that. So Andy, upcoming CNCF.
Yeah, I'll keep it short, but it's exciting. Thomas and I were both accepted to speak at the CNCF meetup in Graz. So that is obviously for everybody that either lives in Austria or I guess southeastern part of Austria, or also I guess people from Slovenia should jump over. But the link is in the doc you have, and I'm just putting it again into the chat. So if you happen to be in Graz at the end of November, it's going to be November 23rd, and want to hear about Keptn, about SLOs, then Graz is the place to be. And I think by this time, hopefully the Christmas markets are already open. That means afterwards we can also enjoy some glühwein, some punch, or whatever else they serve.
But it's live only. Remote people can't dial in, right?
Looking at the web page, it seems they're also trying to offer it virtually. So I think also virtually possible. At least on the agenda, there is a virtual badge on it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll have chat. We've got a while till that, so we'll keep details here.
2 more weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's really all about it. Yeah.
Okay. Just a quickie for those of you who haven't seen it. We have a new podcast, The Keptn Show. Episode 1 is up there. Very fun. Recommend you check it out if you have not already. And there's a link in the agenda if you want it. Tutorial status. You may remember that we set out with a project that we all of those tutorials that were up there and see if any of them were salvageable or were salvaged or whatever. That project is still open. Hopefully we'll get some stuff. Basically, we haven't had a lot of action, though. The one exception, the Litmus Chaos people, whose tutorial was not terribly outdated, but they have jumped in and their tutorial's been updated, and we're pretty close to publishing that. And we also have the new Killer Coda intro to Keptn tutorial that's, and we've got that up there. We went heavy-handed. The existing ones, almost all of them, if not all of them, were broken, and people were going in and trying them, and it was causing all sorts of problems. And we just didn't have the resources to really do everything right, and we decided that we just take everything down for the time being, so that people aren't finding bad tutorials. We have not removed any code. If anybody wants one of those old tutorials, wants to revive them, we are also working on defining going forward. Tutorials they're wonderful, but they are the most resource intensive way of doing there is, and they need constant maintenance, and that has been our problem. So we're trying to set something up so that going forward, any tutorials that are added have an owner who agrees to maintain it between releases, etc. Because it's our releases, and it's also a tutorial that's using something else like Prometheus that may have to be revised for a new Prometheus release or something. So we're hoping to get it in better shape. But also there are other ways sometimes to contribute the information. There's no reason why we can't just write up all the steps to take and put that in documentation. In some cases, it's not as useful. We could also use, if people wanted to maintain them, some documentation on more, or some tutorials with more advanced topics, like some fancy stuff with SLIs and SLOs or something. The tutorials we did have were almost all for getting started or the Keptn Curious or whatever. So there is still action going on there. Anybody who's interested, has opinions, is welcome to join in. And are we at the end of the agenda? Does anybody have anything else they would like to add to the agenda? Oh, I
I have a
see we
question.
have. Oh, go ahead.
Who's running the initiative of the Keptn show? That's quite cool. The podcast.
If you go there, it's Vishnu. You'll see the name.
Okay.
If you go to that website, all the information is up there. And
Okay.
Adam Gardner, who's usually in this meeting, but he had a conflict for tonight.
Yep.
But I think this, what's his name again? We announced this, and he announced this on the Slack. Where was it again? What's his name?
Yeah, it looks.
What was your name on there? Yeah, it's fun. Now the first one was much fun. I'm really interested to see what the second one's going to be.
Yeah, we hopefully pronounced the name correctly. Vishrut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking here. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
Oh no, I was going to say he should get the community rockstar for the month.
It's a good one.
I'm looking. I see an Alex Eimer here. I do not know you. Are you new to the community?
Hi, Alex. We cannot hear you. I see that you unmuted yourself, but we can't hear you.
And I don't hear you either. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if I select the correct input, that's fine. Yeah, I joined the community as I want to implement Keptn in our company. I also wrote that long text in the help community Slack. Andreas, I think you answered me. And I wanted to look if these meetings here give me some, like opportunity or positive impact on implement this and understand Keptn better.
Cool. No, thanks for joining. Yeah, if you have, looking back at the history in our Slack channel, where was your question answered successfully or not?
Yeah, honestly, I'm currently with COVID at home, so I couldn't work on that topic actually, but it was like last week or something.
Yeah, I see it. I basically pointed you to the lifecycle controller, and what I would like you, first of all the best with the recovery. Hopefully it's not too bad.
That's fine. That's fine. Thanks.
And I just added another link to the discussion we had, because we just posted a video yesterday on the lifecycle controller full end-to-end demo, and I think that video would help you.
Yeah,
Giovanni, we've got both Hasne and Alex here. Would you like to say a little bit about opportunities for contributing? I hear there's a lot of good first issues up there for the life.
Yes. First of all, clarification: we are now using controller and toolkit as the same thing, because before it was called Keptn Lifecycle Controller. We decided that controller is not the best name, since in Kubernetes has well-defined meaning. Therefore, we rename it as toolkit. So whenever you find these two names are referring to the same entity. Just for clarification. And in the Lifecycle Toolkit repository, we have quite some issues labeled as good first issues. And that's the best thing where you can start to contribute code base wise. We have many tutorials that you can also use in order to get into the concepts of the Lifecycle Toolkit. And we try to have README as descriptive with much description as possible.
Okay,
for you
cool.
too.
Yeah, thanks. I will look into if I have the time. First, I need to understand like Keptn and how to implement, because that's why I wrote that post, because I'm not totally clear on what to use in which way, and there are obviously, like in every case, thousands way to use one single product. But if I get more understanding of the whole product, I think I can also contribute some code. I hope, at least.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any questions from anybody, especially our new timers? Maya, you have anything exciting to report?
I actually wanted to ask about, can I have some resources to check out some videos or some documentations to maybe understand how to implement and to maybe see some good first issues and everything.
I can add the link towards the good first issues in the community document and post it also in the chat for you. For resources, how to implement stuff, that would be a bit based on the topic. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a single link to that. Oops. And tuck.
Thank you so much.
But if you select one ticket, then please reach out to me over the public Slack, and I will try to find some resources for you to get started into the topic that you selected.
Thank you.
Maya, do you have anything exciting to report, Chair?
She's got some news. Maya's gonna. You go, Maya.
Yes, like I was telling, like I have submitted one CFP for KubeCon Amsterdam with Brad, and I will submit one more with Thomas regarding Keptn Lifecycle Toolkit.
Cool.
Fabulous.
Yeah, well, so one of them is going to be the student track for, Mayha's learning in the Keptn community, the GSOC projects, and then the other one with Thomas will be for the lifecycle toolkit. So they should be pretty cool talks.
Excellent. Does anybody else have anything else they'd like to discuss, or shall we call it a meeting? Terrific. Well, we thank you all. A week from tomorrow will be the community developer meeting. Always fun. We'll see what the developers have been up to for the last 2 weeks, and that's always very interesting. And then 2 weeks from today, we'll do this one again. So I will end the recording.